Hello, I'm Paul Wheelhouse. I'm the Scottish Government's Minister for Environment and Climate Change. In 2009, Scotland moved world-leading climate change legislation, which set us a tough target of achieving a 42% reduction in greenhouse gases by 2020. We're making good progress, but home and abroad we're seeing increased evidence of linking severe weather to the impacts of climate change, and that makes it all the more important as a society that we tackle this issue head-on. We are in Scotland using a combination of measures, but we're also investing in renewable energy, and to date through the Climate Challenge Fund we have had the involvement of almost 500 separate communities putting together projects to help us achieve our objectives. I hope by watching this film that you will be inspired in your community to take similar action and do your bit to help with a global challenge.
Local Energy Action Plan is a community-led project on a range of ways that you can become more efficient in the way you run your lives.
I love the feeling of community in this village. You walk down the road and you say hello to people.
I've always been really interested in not wasting things, just to be supportive and encourage people to take action.
We started using the car club because we had two cars and we thought that one of them wasn't going to last, and we thought we'd just try it initially, and it's kind of worked, so we haven't gone back to getting another car.
You basically just go online onto the website, log in, remember to confirm it, and then that's it. Well, I suppose the environmental benefits are that there's one car which is serving a large number of people instead of one car which is serving just half of this family.
Out of the 44 members we've currently got, 19 of those members have actually either given up a car or not replaced a car.
I'd split up with my partner and I didn't have a car anymore, and then I heard about the car club and now I just feel I have independence again.
Lochwinnoch in particular has always been a village that has been very much about supporting itself and looking after itself, and if something wants doing then we'll do it.
They've run the food fair and you got to see kind of local makers and local craftspeople. It's brought a lot of kind of a different sense of the community into people's awareness.
If it wasn't for Climate Challenge Fund, this resource, this communication channel just wouldn't exist. They want to be involved in the project, they want a thermal image of their house, they want to improve the draft proofing in their home, they want to find out about the car club. It's a yes unless it has to be a no.
Our activities have been responsible for depleting so many finite resources. The way that we're living is actually untenable. Col is a vibrant community, but it's fragile nevertheless.
There's a reality to living here which keeps you grounded and more focused on the realities of life.
Living on an island, I kind of think, what would happen if the ferry couldn't get in? What would you pick? What would you choose? What would you keep? What's useful?
I think to get people to recycle things and to get people to use things again.
There's only 200 odd people here. In all sorts of small ways, we all rely on each other. My granny used to always say, if you use what you have, you'll never want. And I think that's quite a good mantra.
Recycle is an organisation which very practically provide recycling services on the island. We look into ideas where basically we can close the circle on Col.
If we were to take a bank full of bottles to Oban, it would cost £360. With the Climate Challenge Fund, we were able to obtain this machine as a first step in making use of what is waste.
You've drunk your wine, you've drunk your beer, recycle your bottle, and then you can use that part of your mix for your concrete.
Col used to be very dirty, but now that recycle has been invented, it's a much cleaner place.
Living in such a beautiful part of Scotland, there's a real awareness of wanting to maintain this beauty. And I think there's an island-wide sense of the future for Col.
I can see that the way we are living our lives is not good for the world. It's not a good relationship. I would like to see that changing. Velocity is a place where you can come and eat and meet people and learn how to fix your bike.
This is very natural, and everyone likes bikes, likes the countryside, likes just getting out.
It began as an idea between myself and my friend Penny. The reason we knew each other was because we'd gone on a couple of cycles together through a mutual friend, and we both loved cycling and we really loved how it made us feel. We also liked making big dinners for people, and we could see that that really connected people.
It's just that whole process of cycling for maybe 70 miles in a day, and the only thing you want to do at the end of the day is sit down, have a chat, have a coffee. We don't close our doors to anyone. It's anyone that wants to learn or just wants to be part of something.
I was an electrical engineer, but I was always driven to working more with people and worked with community groups. And I was so inspired by the things that they were doing and the way that they were connected with the people in their community that I wanted some of that for myself.
It's a job satisfaction, I think, of teaching people, them learning new things, you're learning new things as well.
The more you come in, the more you get to know folk and you feel part of the place. And it's nice to sort of have somewhere like that to come.
Climate Challenge Fund was the first thing that we got, and we used to go to a park in Inverness, set up all of our tools, and now the Climate Challenge Fund enables us partly to be here, but also to try and generate our own revenue.
Because of this place, a lot of people have started to cycle more.
It's enabling people to get out there on their bike. It's benefiting the environment, it's benefiting the children, it's benefiting the community.
Cycling is such a natural connection. That's the thing that Velocity really is. It's like a place where you can come and you feel like, yeah, this is kind of cool. I feel like people love me here. It's nice.
South Seeds is a community-based, community-led organisation working in the heart of a very dense urban area. It's also about coming into an area to produce something that matters for local people.
We've never gardened in our lives. We've always wanted to grow food as well.
So this is a really great learning opportunity for me to be able to then go and replicate that back in my own back court in my tenement flat here in Glasgow.
I grew up in a family that's always grown their own vegetables, and it's always been something that I've enjoyed doing. I like working outside. It's just satisfying putting something in the ground and watching it come up.
Everything that we do is about reducing carbon. When we're here helping people to grow their own food, that reduces carbon.
It's going to look beautiful at the end of the day. It's going to be a pleasant place to come. It's going to be growing food. You're actually sorting out problems rather than just being depressed about them.
We've been responsible for the amount of emissions. It's the poorest people who are affected the most. And so I think we have a responsibility.
Sometimes you've just got to say, well, if nobody else is doing it, then we need to do it. Communities, you know, can empower themselves. We don't need to be empowered.
This feels like just one garden, but there could be so many more.
It makes me really happy to see that communities come out of their own free will. We're not forcing them to come, we're not paying for anyone to come, but just seeing people come down and want to make a difference.
A very small change makes a big difference. Where I come from, there are times when it's very hot. It's very hot, and yet it's a season for planting. And at the end of it all, people go hungry. I've seen this happen, and it's something that I'm very, very passionate about, to see that the climate is not affected, to see that the seasons come when they are supposed to come.
There's just so much that is affected by climate change, and it will get worse. And so it's completely urgent that everybody does something about it.
SCORE Scotland is set up to serve black and ethnic minorities who live in the west of Edinburgh.
We look to having a community that is safe, where people live in and they're happy with everybody.
A lot of people don't have very much money, and they spend a lot on areas that generate a lot of carbon emissions. We thought it was very important to raise awareness, to work with people, to participate and make a difference.
A woman recently was really concerned about the school holidays because she knew with her kids at home she'd have to use her heating and have much more energy costs, and it was a real issue that would be a struggle and financially would cause a lot of difficulties for her.
People are most concerned about their financial status. Now that is why we are going through the energy efficient, because we know this will keep money into their pocket, and the end result will be they will have emitted less.
People ought to be aware about these issues. They concern everyone. And once the people are aware, then they can take control of their environment.
There's nothing like a problem to bring a solution. There's nothing like something that people can work together on to bring people together.
The Climate Challenge Fund implements something that is at the heart of every ethnic minority. It's a call for everybody to get involved, for everybody to do their part, so that at least what we can do, we are able to do it, and what we cannot do, then we leave it to God.